If I were starting over again, I would run this cable that goes to the throttle position indicator. I would run that under this wiring harness. And that's certainly something you should do if you're doing this fresh. But getting that throttle position indicator cable in place was a real bitch, and I am not taking it off just to do a better job of routing. So I'm just going to push this down here like this, and then run a cable tie around there. I've got one here. They say to push the in the instructions, they say to push the cable down into here. I don't see that as being a great idea. I'm connecting it to the stock harness, and probably most of those instructions are aimed at doing this when you don't have the tank off, but it's going to be a lot neater to tie this to the stock harness and then clean up this mess in here a little bit, and then drop the tank back on. Because, you know, the fuel pump and filter fit down in here, and I don't want all that stuff rubbing on it. So I'm going to make certain that I've got everything pulled away clean so that I'm not fouling any of that. And that's not going to be too hard to do. These, by the way, are the vent lines. Well, I'm assuming a vent and an overflow line on the fuel tank. And this is the connector for the fuel pump. And then this is the output of the filter. So that's pretty straightforward stuff. And there's enough room. I mean, when you take the tank loose, you know, in some of these situations, when you take a tank loose, you know, the old style is to have the petcocks. New style is fuel pump, of course, because fuel injection. And sometimes when you take the tank loose, man, you just got no room to work. But this is actually nicely laid out so that you can take it off pretty easily. I'm looking at this engine thinking, man, what do you got to do to set the valves? I'm guessing it's not a simple task doing a tune-up on this thing, but I'm going to have to figure it out because I like to work on my own bikes.